Hello everyone, this is Sangeeta. Welcome back to my channel Green Fingers. Anthurium Magnificum is the most popular plant in this genus. The beauty of this plant lies in its beautiful, magnificent leaf. Just look at this leaf. The size, the color, the texture of this leaf is what makes it so stunning. And there is a feel to this leaf. When you touch the leaf, it has got a very leathery feel. And the color, this beautiful dark green color with this white vining on this leaf is so stunning. This plant, from the look of it itself, you can make out that this plant is from the tropical forest. This is actually a very good household plant, and it is a favorite plant to all the green geeks. Everyone loves to have one plant at their home. So you can make out from the size and from the growth of this plant that it grows very well in our home. This plant is a native of Colombia, and it grows in deep forest. Whatever plants that grows in thick forest doesn't require bright sunlight, and as it is with this Anthurium also, it doesn't require bright sunlight. It needs low to medium light and indirect sunlight. When the new leaves come, these juvenile leaves are burgundy in color. Just look at the color of this leaf. It's very small, it's just opening up. It's very delicate compared to the big leaf. These leaves are very thick and leathery, but these new leaves are very delicate, and a small scratch on the leaf will leave a big scar when it becomes big. So and look at the color of the leaf. It is burgundy. It looks so stunning among these green matured leaves. This is a very beautiful plant, and you can keep it as an indoor plant. It thrives very well indoors as well. This plant flowers, blooms occasionally. This is a new bloom. It is not fully bloomed, it's blooming. It's just opened up today. It rarely blooms, but and it stays for a month. The bloom stays for a month. There is a comment that we got from Dr. Simi Varghese. This has come under a Syngonium video. She says, "Ma'am, you love your plants deeply and they give it back to you in many folds. So peaceful and calm video." Thank you, Simi, for your kind words. You have really understood the essence of gardening. We give little bit of time to plants and they give it back to us. What you said is absolutely right. This has got a shine actually, this leaf. I don't know whether you can see it. When you see it, it has got a shine. It's the feel of the leaf is very leathery. So that is a very attractive thing compared to the other leaves, other foliages. This is a very attractive thing when it comes to the leaf, and the size is another most striking thing. The leaves are so huge, so you cannot miss the plant, and because of that, this is a very good indoor plant for any household or office. When I was talking about the size of the leaf, I thought we should measure this leaf and see how long it is. So I got a tape, and let's measure this and see. I've not done it before. Let's see what is the length of the leaf. So I'm keeping this on top, and It measures to 27 inch. 27 inch is the measurement of this leaf. Isn't it amazing to have such a big leaf in your garden? So if you are a garden enthusiast, please consider having an Anthurium Magnificum in your collection. It is a very beautiful plant to possess. When we talk about the medium that we can use for this, I normally use our regular gardening medium, which I have told you before. I will tell you what are the components and what ratio you have to mix the medium, and I'll flash it on the screen. That is the normal medium that we use for any foliages, will be good enough for this plant. The one thing that you have to keep in your mind is you have to change the pot. You have to repot it once in 2 to 3 years, because this plant will grow, and once a plant grows and the roots also will grow inside, and it will get root bound. So you can change your pot, you can cut the extra roots, you can split the plant, and you can repot it. Once in 3 years, if you repot it, that will be good enough. When we talk about watering these plants, these are tropical plants, and it requires moisture. So you water it daily during summers, otherwise in spring and all you can water it once in 3 days. The best way to do is just check your soil. Just check the top portion of the soil if it is sticking to your hand. See, the soil is sticking to my hand. If this is the case, then it doesn't require watering. Make sure that the top layer of the soil is dry, and once it's dry, immediately water it. It requires a good amount of watering because as I told you, it is a tropical plant and it requires that kind of moisture. It cannot stay, the medium cannot stay dry for more than a day or so. So once you realize the medium is dry, immediately water the plant. When it comes to fertilizing your Anthurium, you can fertilize it once in a month or once in 2 months also is good enough fertilization for the plant. Use any organic fertilizers. If you don't know how to make organic fertilizers, please watch our previous video on organic fertilizers. I have spoken about making organic fertilizers in that video. Otherwise you can use cow dung slurry. Just make cow dung slurry and take the top portion, take a cup of slurry and then add it to this. Once in a month or once in 2 months is good enough. And you can add vermicompost. Vermicompost is also a good fertilizer. You can use chemical fertilizer twice or thrice in a year. You can just spray chemical fertilizer to this plant, and that is good enough fertilization. During winters, this plant might go to a stage of dormancy. At that time, just leave the plant as it is. Do not fertilize it during winters because it will not show any result. So during winters, if you have harsh winters, shift the plant indoors. And this plant requires a lot of humidity. So make sure that you have ample humidity in that surroundings. If the humidity is less, you can keep a tray of water, put some pebbles on it and keep this pot on top of that water tray. And that is good enough for the plant to get its required humidity. Otherwise, when you water it, you splash water on top of the plant, on top of the leaf during summer, so that the plant gets that humidity. When it comes to propagating this plant, this is not a very fast growing plant. It takes 2 to 3 years for this plant to grow to a bigger size, so that you will have space to cut the plant and propagate it and produce another plant. This plant I think is just 1.5 years old, so it is not grown enough so that we can cut it. By the time it is 2 to 3 years, this plant will reach this height. The bottom part of the plant, the main shoot of the plant will reach here. At that time we can cut, we can just leave 4 inches and cut the top portion and repot it. When you do that, make sure you have roots on the top portion, healthy roots on the top, and then you can repot it. It takes 3 years for sure for this plant to get a repotting, for us to do a repotting, because it's a very slow growing plant. It takes time for the plant to grow to that size. So that is about our Anthurium Magnificum. And one thing that you have to keep it in your mind while growing this plant is the size is so huge that this plant will fall. So if you think that these leaves need support, you can give support and keep adding support to the leaf so that it doesn't topple, the leaf doesn't droop down. The next comment is from Sukentu Basu. Says that it has come under the keiki propagation video. Says, excellent, I learned a lot of things about keiki propagation in coconut husk and pot, watering, nutrition, and most importantly to have patience while growing orchids. Thanks a lot indeed. Thank you so much for this lovely comment. You have really understood the essence of gardening, the essence of growing orchids. You require a lot of patience while you grow your orchids. What you said is absolutely correct. The one thing that you have to remember while keeping this plant is the drainage hole should be proper. The water should drain immediately, otherwise it can cause the roots to rot. So make sure that the pot has good drainage system, and when you water it, immediately the water should drain down. Even though the plant requires moisture, water should not log on the pot, water should not collect on the pot. Each time you water it, the water should drain out immediately. Anthurium Magnificum is a very good household plant. You can consider buying one for your garden if you are a gardening enthusiast. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If I can have green fingers, you can have them too. Plant something today and prove me right. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.